much for joining me today. My name is Amy. This is a vinyasa flow. For today's class, we're going to be opening up through the heart space. So working into the shoulders, the heart, as well as hip extension. So for today's class, we don't need any props, but if you'd like, you can catch a block or two and place one at the top of the mat. And if you'd like, you can start by joining me in virasana, sitting up onto a block, or if you'd prefer, sitting in sukhasana. So go ahead and find your way there. And as you arrive, you can begin to soften your gaze or maybe close down your eyes if that feels comfortable. And start to root firmly through the sitting bones. As you inhale, lengthen from the base of the spine up and out through the crown of the head. And as you exhale, allow the shoulders to melt away from the ears. Begin to rest your awareness inwards. We'll just start today's practice by checking in. Notice how you're feeling physically, mentally, emotionally, and energetically as you land down onto the mat. Taking this time to notice any feelings and emotions flowing through you. Any thoughts or patterns of thinking passing through the mind. And any physical sensations you're experiencing in the body. And rather than trying to change anything, I invite you to be exactly as you are in this present moment, welcoming and embracing all that you're experiencing. This practice of yoga is a practice of self-love. And part of self-love is radical acceptance, meaning inviting in and accepting both the aspects of ourselves that feel comfortable and easy to love, but also embracing and honoring the aspects of ourselves that feel a little bit more rough, maybe a little less perfect. And allowing yourself to be whole, integrating all parts of ourselves, and meeting ourselves with love, kindness, and compassion. So with that, take your awareness into your breath. It might feel good to bring one hand to your heart and one hand to your belly. And as you inhale, just notice the natural rise of the chest and the belly. And as you exhale, feeling the natural fall of the rib cage, the lungs, the chest as you release the air. Let's take 2 more deep breaths, inhaling a little bit more fully, more deeply. And exhaling, releasing. One more just like that. Nice big full breath in, opening up into all areas of the lungs. And exhaling to let go, to release any stagnant air out through the nose. And from this place, we'll gently blink our eyes open. Inhale, circle sweep your arms up and overhead. Look up, lift up, fill up. And exhale, cactus your arms, squeeze the shoulder blades down the back. Inhale, reach your arms high. Exhale, plant the left hand down, sweep the right arm up and overhead. Nice big side body stretch. Reaching from the left hip point up and out through the fingertips. Inhale, pulls you back to center, both arms reach high. And exhale, switching to the other side. Right hand lands down, left arm reaches up and overhead. Finding length and space through the waistline. Inhale, pulls you back to center, both arms reach high. And exhale, cactus your arms, squeeze the shoulder blades down the back. Find that little arch through the spine here. Inhale, reach your arms high. Again, like that, nice big side body stretch. Left hand plants down, right arm reaches up and over. As you exhale, take that right hand, cactus your arm back behind you, maybe gaze back behind you. Inhale, reach the right fingertips long out in front. And as you exhale, circle sweep to the other side. Right hand lands down, left arm sweeps up and overhead. Inhale to find length and exhale to cactus your left arm. Guide the heart open. Inhale, reach those fingertips long out in front, and as you exhale, circle to the other side. Once more like that. Inhale, reach along through the waistline. And exhale to cactus your arm, maybe gaze back behind you. Inhale, sweep those fingertips out in front, and as you exhale, round circle to the other side. Inhale to lengthen, and exhale to cactus your arm, open up through the chest. Inhale, left arm reaches that long towards the left side, finding a nice big stretch through the waistline. Inhale, pulls you back to center, both arms reach high. Exhale, cactus your arms, squeeze the shoulder blades down the back. Inhale, reach your arms high overhead, interlace them this time. Drive the fingertips forward as you round through the spine. Pull the chin in towards the chest. Take a moment to pause here, maybe float those hands up and down to find a little bit more space through the back body. Continuing to breathe, filling up into the back of the lungs. Exhale, gently release the hands, reach them back behind you. Drive the fingertips down towards the earth as you interlace your hands, while simultaneously lifting your heart, lifting your chest. Again, another back bend here. Notice that the hands land on the sacrum. If your hands land on the sacrum, work those fingertips towards the back of the mat. Take one more deep breath in. And as you exhale, release your hands. Once more like that, interlace them out in front of you. Drive the fingertips forward, round through the spine. Exhale, let it go. Hands reach back behind you as you interlace them. Drive the fingertips down as you lift the heart, lift the chest. Now, keeping your hands as they are, exhale, find a neutral spine. Hook your hands into the left hip crease and dip your left ear towards your left shoulder. Nice big neck release here. It might feel good to pause and just embrace this moment of stillness. Or perhaps you find a little shift of the head side to side. On your next exhale, release the hands. Come back to center and we'll switch to the other side. Hands hook into the right hip crease, right ear to right shoulder. Again, you can embrace this moment of stillness or find a little movement, just matching what you did on the other side. Knowing there's no right or wrong. And just listening to what our body needs. Next exhale, release the hands back behind you and shrug out through the shoulders. You can shrug them forwards, backwards, and we'll meet in all four hands and knees, tabletop position. As you arrive there, stack the shoulders over the wrists, hips back over knees. Inhale, untuck the tailbone, arch through the spine, send the collarbones forward, gaze forward as you drive your shoulder blades down your back. Exhale, tuck the tailbone round from the low back, the mid back, the upper back as the chin pulls in towards the chest. Twice more together. Inhale, pulls you forward, opening up through the heart space. Exhale to round through the spine, finding protraction here. Chin pulls into chest. Last time through, inhale, opening up. And exhale, rounding, contracting. From this space, it might feel good to find some more free and organic movement. You can circle, find little barrel rolls through the torso, or maybe sink those hips back towards your heels. Take nice full circles with the whole body, or maybe just little circles over the wrists. Again, absolutely no right or wrong way to move here, just allowing yourself to be guided by the innate wisdom of the body. And if you're going in one direction, feel free to flow in the other direction. And we'll meet back in center. All four hands and knees, tabletop position. Tend onto the fingertips and crawl the fingertips long out in front of you. Coming into Anahatasana, keep the hips stacked over the knees and gently melt the heart down towards the earth. Maybe the forehead touches down here, or maybe the chin lands down. Relax the jaw, the space in between the eyebrows, but keep lifted on the fingertips. Take a full deep breath in. And as you exhale, round through the spine, draw the chin in towards the chest. So that lifts the chest up and off the mat. Next inhale pulls you back down for Anahatasana puppy pose. Twice more like that. Exhale, round through the spine. So finding some spinal fluidity here. Inhale pulls you forward. Last time through, exhale to round. And inhale to pull you forward. Anahatasana puppy pose. Take one more deep breath in. You can land the hands down. And as you exhale, shift forward, come into Sphinx pose. Land the hips down, shoulders stacked directly over the elbows. Press down through the tops of the feet. Inhale, lift up and out through the crown of the head. Exhale, dip right ear to right shoulder. And pull the chin in towards the chest. Left ear shifts to left shoulder. Finding nice big circles going in one direction and the other. As you come back to center, extend your arms out wide as mat width distance apart and tent onto the fingertips. Send those elbows up high, press down to the tops of the feet, and as you inhale, lift up slowly with control, letting the crown of the head be the last thing to rise. So this can look like a high or low cobra for you, and as you exhale, melt your heart back down. With your breath, inhale to lift you up. Root down through the pelvis, squeeze the inner upper thighs, shoulder blades, pull down your back. Exhale, guides you back down. Again, slow and controlled movement here. Oscillating with the breath, inhale lifts you up. And exhale, gently lowering back down. Bring the hands to frame the rib cage. Press down through the tops of the feet. Squeeze the shoulder blades down the back, a more traditional Bhujangasana or Cobra pose. Exhale, slowly root back down to the earth. Tuck the toes underneath you. You can move through tabletop or push back into plank. Exhale, send those hips up and back for our first down dog of today's practice. Take this time to pedal out through the legs and find any movement you need. You can always pivot onto the outer edge of one foot, inner edge of the other, bend the knees, and send the hips back in space. If it feels good to lift one leg and then the other, feel free to do something like that as well. And as you get the wiggles, the shakes out, find your center. So begin to embrace a moment of stillness in your foundation. Gaze forward at your hands and see that all 10 fingers are extended wide. Grip firm through the finger pads and energetically wrap the triceps in towards the midline. Nice big bend in the knees, untuck the tailbone, send the hips up just a little higher. Gaze back at the belly button, and as you inhale, we're gonna ripple forward into plank. Nice slow and controlled movement, rounding from the low back, the mid back, the upper back as the shoulders stack over the wrists. Then send the heart forward, gaze comes forward. Exhale, bend the knees, untuck the tailbone, send the hips back up high to the sky. Twice more like that. Inhale, ripples you forward. Keep peeking back at the belly button until the shoulders stack over the wrist, bends and the heart forward, gaze forward. Exhale, tuck the tailbone. Untuck the tailbone, send the hips high to the sky. Last time through, inhale, ripple forward, oscillating here. Also finding some spinal fluidity. Exhale to bend the knees, send the hips up and back, down dog. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, bend the knees and walk the feet to meet the hands. Coming to the top of the mat. Inhale lifts you up, halfway lift, lengthen through the spine, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, hinge the hips, fold forward, Uttanasana. Let's walk those feet out wide as hip width distance apart and catch up opposite elbows here. Give yourself a moment to bend one knee and then the other. And allow the torso to really hang heavy over the thighs. Nice big forward fold, opening up through the hamstrings as we start our practice. Now root down through the feet, release the hands, and gently roll up vertebra by vertebra. Let the crown of the head be the last thing to rise. As you come to the top, squeeze the shoulder blades down the back. Inhale, circle sweep those arms up and overhead. Exhale, cactus your arms, squeeze the shoulder blades down the back. Engage the glutes and send the pelvis forward. Inhale, reach your arms high. And exhale, nice long spine as you fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen through the spine, Ardha Uttanasana once more. Hands can slide at the shins. Exhale, plant the hands down, set the feet back, plank pose. Exhale, lower slow, think one long line of energy as you come all the way down to the belly. As you arrive there, hug the left heel in towards the glute. Now pulse that left foot up high. See if you can lift the left thigh up and off the mat. Working hip extension, squeeze the shoulder blades down the back, find a little lift of the upper body as you work into a back bend here. Nice active flexibility posture. Exhale, land that left thigh down and kick it long back behind you. This time, right knee bends, right heel pulls to glute. Inhale, pump that right foot up high and lift the right thigh off the mat. Again, once more, spiral the shoulder blades down the back as you lift the heart, lift the chest. Exhale to gently lower the right thigh down, kick the right leg back behind you. Tuck the toes under. Again, press through the hands, the feet, come into tabletop or plank. As you shift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Pedal out through the legs. And we'll begin to flow. Inhale, ripple forward, round through the spine. Coming into plank pose, shoulders stack over the wrists. Exhale, lower the shins down. Beautiful, kick the left leg long back behind you. Root the left toes down, and as you inhale, pulse that left leg high. Again, like that, exhale, tap the left toes down. And inhale, lift. Tap the toes. And inhale, lift. Beautiful, keep your leg lifted this time. Tuck the right toes under, kick the left leg up and back, three-legged down dog. Exhale, take the knee to nose, shift your weight forward, and step the foot in between the hands. Root down through the feet, inhale, reach your arms high. High crescent lunge. Exhale to anchor the hips down. And as you inhale, reach up from the hip points out through the fingertips. Exhale, cactus your arms, squeeze the shoulder blades down the back. Inhale, bring the forearms to touch, round through the spine. Twice more like that. Exhale, cactus the arms open. And inhale, bring the forearms to touch. Exhale to cactus open. And inhale, bring the forearms to touch. This time, pull your hands into heart center, root down through the left foot. Inhale sends you forward, warrior three. Kick that right leg up and back behind you. Exhale, bend the right knee and pulse that right foot up to the sky. Exhale, right knee pulls into chest as you rise up, Ekapada Tadasana. Take a deep breath in, lift and lengthen out through the crown of the head. Exhale, kick that right heel towards your glute. Pump the foot back behind you. Exhale, cactus your arms open. Inhale, gather your hands at heart center, knee to chest. Twice more like that, active dancer, cactus the arms, heel pulls into glute. Inhale, pull it in. Last time through, exhale, cactus those arms open. And inhale, hug the knee in towards the chest, hands to heart center. Step the right foot next to the left, sit your hips low, Utkatasana, chair pose. As you come into Utkatasana, feet can be hips width distance apart for more space, or maybe big toes to touch, heels slightly apart for a more traditional stance. Take a full breath in here. Give a little tuck of the tailbone here, just the engagement through the core. As you exhale, sit those hips lower and then fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen through the spine. And exhale, fold once more. Inhale, circle sweep your arms up and overhead. Look up, lift up, fill up. And exhale, cactus those arms. Squeeze the shoulder blades down the back. Pelvis reaches forward. Inhale, arms reach out. And exhale, gather everything into heart center, Samastiti. Root down into the left foot. Inhale, hug the right knee in towards the chest. Pendulum swing that right leg back behind you as the torso shifts forward. Moving through warrior three, just briefly, as we tap the right toes down. Interlace your hands, stretch your arms up and overhead. You can release the index finger and the thumb, and then hook that right thumb on top. We're in Kali Mudra here. Now root down through the hips, and as you inhale, send the fingertips back behind you. Find a little lift up and out through the heart space. Take one more full breath in. And as you exhale, gently set the back knee down. Release your hands and take your right hand to your right thigh. Maybe this is enough, or you can bring the right hand to the right calf and to the right heel, finding a reverse Anjaneyasana shape. Take one more deep breath in. And as you exhale, release your hands to frame the left foot. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, extend the left leg long back behind you for a three-legged plank. Exhale, pivot onto the outer edge of the right foot and tap the left toes down. Root firm through the feet, spiral the hips open, heart opens as the left arm reaches up and overhead. Kamakarasana, wild thing. Exhale, slow and controlled movement through side plank pose. Working this transition, left hand lands down, we're in a plank pose. Coming back into plank pose, land the shins down, you're in a tabletop. Lower chest and chin, Ashtangasana. From this base, tuck the tailbone, ripple forward into Bhujangasana or up dog. Exhale, send those hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, side out. Inhale, pulls you forward into plank. Moving slow with control as you ripple vertebra by vertebra. Exhale, land those shins down. Kick that right leg long back behind you. Inhale to pulse the right leg high, hip extension. Exhale, tap the toes down. Inhale to lift. And exhale to lower. Last time through, inhale, kick that right leg up high. Tuck the left toes under, three-legged down dog, right leg lifts up and back. Exhale, knee to nose. Shift your weight forward and step the foot in between the hands. Root down through the feet, inhale, reach your arms high. And for high crescent lunge. Exhale, anchor the hips down. And inhale to find length and extension through the upper body. As you exhale, cactus your arms, squeeze the shoulder blades down the back. Inhale, drive the forearms to touch round through the spine. Twice more like that. Exhale, cactus open. And inhale, gather everything in. Last time through, exhale, cactus. And inhale, forearms to touch. Pull the hands into heart center as you shift forward, warrior three. Kick the left leg up and back behind you. Stay lifted in the upper body, think back bend. Exhale, pull left heel in. Pulse the left foot high, and as you exhale, drive left knee to chest. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, kick that left heel towards the glute as you cactus your arms open. Flowing with your breath, inhale, gather your energy in. And exhale, peel your heart open. Inhale, hands to heart center. And exhale, opening up. Inhale, pull the hands to your heart, knee to chest. Exhale, step the left foot next to the right hip, sit low, Utkatasana. See if you can sink the weight back into the heels as you find a little bit more depth. And then bring awareness into your arms. See if you can draw the arms back towards the ears. Exhale, hand at the hips, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen through the spine. Exhale to fully release this time. Walk those feet hips width distance apart. Plant the right hand to the center of the mat. And inhale, sweep your left arm high. Take a nice big bend in that right knee as you peel your heart open. Exhale, left hand lands down. And we'll just switch to the other side. Big bend in the left knee, right arm reaches high. Exhale, land the right hand down. Root down through the feet, inhale, ripple up vertebra by vertebra. Coming all the way to the top. Squeeze the shoulder blades down the back, inhale, circle sweep your arms up and overhead. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, cactus the arms, opening up. Sending the pelvis forward, maybe you can find a little bit more space. Now push down through the feet, inhale, reach your arms high. And exhale, Samastitihi, hands to heart center. Root firm through the right foot. This time, left knee hugs into chest. Exhale, pendulum swing that left leg back behind you. Reach the torso forward. Warrior three. Just momentarily as the left toes land down. Inhale, arms reach up and overhead. Again, you can interlace the hands, releasing the index finger and the thumbs. This time, left thumb hooks on top. Settle the hips down as you stretch the fingertips back behind you. Notice how as you reach your fingers back in space, it creates a simultaneous lift of the heart, opening up through the upper thoracic spine. Exhale, gently lower the back knee down. And release the hands. This time, left hand can come to the back left thigh. You can come to the calf, or perhaps the heel, as you work your way open. Notice if you're spiraling off towards the side of the mat, see if you can work your shoulders so that they're in line with one another. Lift your heart towards the sky. Exhale, release your hands to frame the front foot. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, and step your right foot long back behind you, three-legged plank. Exhale, pivot onto the outer edge of the left foot, right toes tapped in. Send the hips high, or come across in a wild thing, right arm reaches back behind you. Exhale, close it off. Work through that side plank pose, so be mindful through these transitions. Plant the right hand down. Plank pose. Exhale, lower the shins down, and lower chest, chin, Ashtangasana. Bring your awareness into the pelvis and ripple forward from the low back all the way up through the crown of the head as you find your way into Bhujangasana or up dog. Exhale, hips go up and back, down dog. Pedal out through the legs. Give yourself this time, this moment, to reconnect with your breath, with your foundation. Inhale, pulse the left leg high. As you exhale, pull left knee in towards the chest. That's it. Inhale, kick that left leg high once more. Exhale, tap left knee to left tricep. Inhale, three-legged down dog. Exhale, tap left knee, right tricep. You can stay or find falling triangle. Pivot onto the inner edge of the back foot as you kick the left leg out long. Send the hips high. Press firm through the left hand. Left shoulder can be stacked over the wrist, or maybe it's a little bit back in space. Right hand plants down. Pivot onto the back toes. Left leg kicks high. Exhale, knee to nose. Shift forward. Step the foot in between the hands. Root through those feet. Inhale, pulls you up high, crescent lunge. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, cactus your arms, squeeze the shoulder blades down the back. Inhale, pull forward. Warrior three, hands pull the heart center as you kick the right leg up and back. Of course, if you want to extend the arms out in front of you, feel free. Exhale, bend the right knee. Pulse the right foot up high. Exhale, knee drives into chest as you rise up, Ekapada Tadasana. This time, arms sweep up and overhead. Take your hands into a prayer and take that prayer to the nape of the neck. Now kick the right foot back behind you. Work the hands towards the feet towards the hands. Notice if the elbows are splaying out. Draw the elbows in and up. Take one more deep breath in. Again, more active flexibility. Exhale, drive hands to heart center, knee to chest. Super strong. Land that right foot down, sit your hips back in space, Utkatasana. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, fly your arms back behind you. Maybe come onto the toes, lift the heels. Inhale, reach your arms forward. And exhale, fly them back. Last time through, inhale, arms reach forward. And exhale, fly your arms back. Root down through the toes. Inhale, hands to heart center. Stay lifted on those toes as you rise all the way up into a variation of Samastiti. Now, send your knees forward while your shoulders move back in space. Think one long line of energy with the body. Really root through those toes. As you send the shoulders back, squeeze the glutes. Take one more deep breath in. Now root down through the toes. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, land the heels down, super strong. Take a full breath in. Look up, lift up, fill up, Urdhva. And exhale, pull the hands to heart center. Inhale, right knee drives into your chest. This time you can stay here for Ekapada Tadasana or kick that right leg long out in front. Exhale, pendulum swing the right leg back behind you. Torso reaches forward, warrior three. Gently tap the right toes down. Interlace your hands, reach the index finger and the thumb out for Kali Mudra. Right thumb can hook over the left. As you send the fingertips back in space, heart lift, hips lower down to find more depth. This time a little different. Land that right heel down and reach your arms out wide. You're in a warrior two stance. Take a deep breath in and exhale, reverse your warrior. Left arm sweeps up and over, right hand to right thigh, or right shin. Inhale, extend long through the front leg and shift your weight forward, Trikonasana. Left hand to left shin, right arm reaches high overhead. If your hands land down easily to the floor, I invite you to find a little bit more active strength. So reach up and out through the fingertips, find a little lift, use the strength of the obliques here. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, warrior two. From warrior two, cartwheel the hands down to the earth, pivot onto the back toes, and kick that left leg high, three-legged down dog. Exhale, pivot onto the outer edge of the right foot, tap the left toes down, wild thing. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, this time side plank pose. Find yourself there, any variation with the legs. Feet can be stacked, staggered, can be in this cactus position. Gently shift into a forearm plank on the left side. So pivot onto the outer edge of the left foot, inner edge right foot, right arm reaches high. Take a deep breath in here, lift those hips, and exhale, land the right forearm down. Plank pose. Pivot onto the toes, and then walk the feet to meet the hands, or walk the feet to meet the elbows. That would be really impressive if your hands and your feet could meet here. Send the heart back towards the thigh. Give that little bend in the knees here. As you untuck the tailbone, send the hips up a little higher. Notice that the elbows splay out to the side. See if you can root firm through the forearms, stack the shoulders over the elbows. So we're in a dolphin pose. This might be more than enough, or maybe you peek forward at your thumbs. Tap your nose in between the thumbs. Little dolphin push-up, inhale, push the hips up and back. Twice more, tap the nose in between the thumbs. Inhale, send those hips high. Last time through, nose taps, hips lift. All right, from here, settle those knees down and take a child's pose, or keep the right leg high. Meet yourself where you are. Again, no right or wrong. Exhale, right foot lands down, and you can switch to the other side if you're still with me in this dolphin pose, either way. Exhale, left foot lands down. We'll all lower the shins down, so your hips back in space, child's pose. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, clear it out through the mouth, sigh. Allow the forehead to sway side to side as you take a moment to breathe, to connect back with your center, and to meet yourself with love, kindness, and compassion in your journey today. Next, inhale. Draw the fingertips back towards the knees as you lift the crown of the head high. We'll slide those hands all the way to the back behind you. Squeeze the shoulder blades down the back, lift your heart, your chest. Now you can stay here, finding a little back bend, or you can send the hips high for modified camel. Take a full round of breath in this back bending shape. As you exhale, land the hips down. Bring your hands long out in front of you, and we'll slide onto the belly. Inhale pulls you up, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, hips send you up and back into downward facing dog. Inhale, this time right leg clicks high. Exhale, drive knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged down dog. Exhale, right knee, right tricep. Inhale, three-legged down dog. Exhale, right knee, left tricep. You can stay or find fallen triangle. Pivot onto the inner edge of the back foot as you kick the right leg out to the left side. Left arm reaches high. Exhale, left hand lands down. Pivot onto the back toes, kick the right leg high, three-leg down dog. Exhale, knee to chest. Round through the spine as you step the foot in between the hands. Now root down through those feet. Inhale, reach your arms high. Exhale, cactus your arms back. And inhale, hands pull to heart center. Shift your weight forward, warrior three once more. Exhale, bend the left knee, pull your left heel in. Now pulse the left foot up high. Exhale, left knee pulls into chest, Ekapada Tadasana. Inhale, sweep your arms high overhead and create a prayer. Take that prayer towards the nape of the neck. Kick that left foot back in space, think active dancer here. Squeeze the elbows in and up as you kick the foot towards the hand towards the foot. Exhale, pull everything in. Knee to chest, hands to heart center, and exhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, cactus your arms, squeeze the shoulder blades down the back. Little flow like that, inhale, chair. And exhale, back bend in chair. Once more, inhale, reach your arms forward. And exhale, cactus it back. Inhale, arms reach long out front. And exhale, fold forward. This time, walk those feet out wide. You can take Padangustasana, interlacing your peace fingers around the big toes. Or Padahastasana, sliding one hand underneath the foot. Toes come towards the wrist crease and then the other. Give a little gentle shake of the head, yes. And no. Little bend in the knee as you move side to side. Slowly release wherever you are. Let the hands down and roll up vertebra by vertebra. Let the crown of the head be the last thing to rise. Shoulder blades squeeze down your back. Inhale to circle, sweep your arms up and overhead. This time, interlace your hands, drive the fingertips back as you lift the arm, the heart. And exhale to close it off, hands to heart center. Root down through the right foot, inhale, hug left knee into chest. Gather everything in towards your midline here, feeling really strong. This will help with balance as you kick the left foot long out in front. Uttita Hasta Padangustasana. Exhale, pendulum swing that left leg back behind you. Shift the torso forward, working through warrior three to tap the left toes down. Inhale, reach your arms high overhead, interlace your hands. Release the index finger and the thumb, hook the left thumb on top. Drive the fingertips back as you lift, lift, lift. And as you exhale, land the left heel down. Reach those arms out wide into a T. Warrior two. Nice big bend in that front knee. Front knee tracks over the toes here. Sometimes there's a tendency for that knee to collapse in or out, so see where you are. Check in with your foundation. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Inhale, extend the front leg long, reverse triangle for just a second. Before you shift your weight forward, Trikonasana triangle. Right hand to right shin, left arm sweeps up and over. Head. Again, if your hand lands down, you have that spaciousness, that openness. Get light onto the right fingertips, find a lift. Use the strength of the core here. Working the obliques. Root down through the feet, inhale, lifts you back up, warrior two. Exhale, cartwheel those hands down, pivot onto the back toes. Right leg kicks up and back, three leg down dog. Bend the right knee, open the hip. Of course, you can stay here, flip your dog, right toes laying down. If you feel open, spaciousness, you can always shift your way into Urdhva Dhanurasana or wheel pose. Close it up wherever you are. Work back into a side plank pose. Feet can be stacked, staggered, any variation. Exhale to land that right forearm down. Pivot onto the outer edge of right foot, inner edge of left foot, left arm reaches high. Exhale, left forearm lands down, forearm plank. This time, inhale, send the collarbones forward, gaze forward. Really allow yourself to be in this plank shape. Exhale, land the hips down, untuck the toes, take a deep breath in, space. You can stay here, down through the hands as you rise into seal pose. Squeeze the shoulder blades down the back, find that lift. Press firm through the tops of the feet and exhale. Lower back down, Sphinx pose. Option to stay here and just enjoy this back bend. Or tuck the toes underneath you, send the hips up and back for dolphin pose this time. Staying rooted down through the forearms. Take one more full round of breath here. Now, of course, you can land the knees down, sink your hips back towards your heels, and take this opportunity to ground into your child's pose. If you'd like to play around with taking an inversion, you can take a headstand, or you can play around with forearm balance. If you're coming into a forearm balance, you can either extend the forearms long, parallel to the long edges of the mat, or if you prefer, you can bring your hands into that prayer position. Root firm through the forearms, and as you inhale, send the hips up and back. Come onto the toes. Maybe you kick your right leg up high, or maybe you find a little float. Again, it doesn't have to be a solid hold here, just playing into your shape. We'll be wherever you are for 3 rounds of breath. Slowly release. We'll all exhale, land the shins down, send the arms long out front. Meeting in child's pose. If you're still hanging out in Sphinx, of course, you can take another little back bend or just slide your way back here. Now we're down through the shins. Inhale, lift the crown of the head high, squeeze the hands back behind you. Shoulder blades pull down the back. Inhale, lift your heart, your chest. Again, option to stay here, pump those hips high. Modified camel pose. Exhale, land the hips down. Reach your arms long out front. Slide onto the belly, inhale, lifts you up. Any back bend here, cobra or up dog. Exhale, hips go up and back, down dog. Inhale, kick the right leg high. Exhale, knee to nose, shift forward. Hook the right knee over the left as you sit your hips back. Down dog, so we're in this cross-legged down dog shape. Pivot onto the inner edge of the left foot and send the hips back. Inhale, circle the left arm up and overhead. Take left or right knee, to right tricep. Land the left hand down, pivot onto the outer edge of the left foot, tap the right toes down. Inhale, lift your hips, open up, wild thing. Exhale, right knee pulls in towards your chest. Step the right foot in between the hands, root down through the feet, inhale, lift. Hands reach high, high crescent lunge. Exhale, pull your hands to heart center, shift forward, warrior 3. From warrior 3, bend the left knee. Now reach back with your left hand, catch the inner edge of the left foot. Kick the foot into the hand into the foot as you extend your arm long out in front. We're in dancer pose. Take a deep breath in. Option to stay here or land the right hand down for a variation of Ardha Chandra Chapasana. Exhale. Gently step that left leg, all the way to the back of the mat as you rise up, warrior 2. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, gather your hands at heart center. Extend long through the front leg, bend the back knee. Left toes can reach towards the corner edge of the mat. Beautiful. Inhale pulls you forward. Runner's lunge, hands frame the right foot, pivot onto the back toes, lift the back knee. That's it. Now, kick the right leg back. 3-legged plank. Exhale, bend the right knee and pull the heel in. Now think scorpion plank here. Pulse that right foot up and imagine the right foot would touch to the head. As you exhale, land the right shin down. Left leg kicks up and back, 3-legged tabletop. Bend the left knee, reach your right arm out in front, and exhale. Reach back with the right hand, kick the foot into the hand into the foot. Opening up. Finding this nice big tabletop back bend. Of course, you want to play around with flipping your grip. You can always play around with going there. Exhale, close it off. Right hand lands down. Left knee lands down. Tabletop. Exhale, lower chest, chin. Inhale, ripple forward. Cobra or up dog. Exhale, hips up and back, down dog. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, sigh it out. Inhale, left leg kicks high. Exhale, knee to nose, shift forward. Inhale, three-legged down dog. Exhale, this time left knee pulls in towards the chest and hook the left knee over the right. That's it, so we're in this cross-legged down dog shape. Pivot onto the inner edge of the left foot, or inner edge of right foot, excuse me, and send your right arm high. Exhale, bend both knees, send your hips back in space. Inhale, right arm stretches high overhead. Exhale, land the right hand down, pivot onto the outer edge of the right foot. Left toes reach back behind you for wild thing. Exhale, right, left knee pulls in towards the chest. And step the left foot in between the hands, down through the feet. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, cactus your arms. Pull your hands into heart center. Shift forward, warrior three. Right leg kicks up and back behind you. Bend the right knee. Now reach back with your right hand, catch the foot. Kick the foot into the hand into the foot. Notice how this lifts you. Send that left arm long out in front. Now you can stay or land the left hand down. Kick the foot into the hand into the foot. Exhale, warrior two. Right foot kicks long back behind you as you open your arms out wide. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, gather your hands at heart center, extend long through the front leg, bend back knee. Inhale, pulls you to runner's lunge. Hands frame the left foot, pivot onto the back toes. Left leg kicks long into three-legged down dog. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, pulse that left foot up high. As you pulse it up, find a little back bend in the upper body. Think scorpion plank. Super strong. Exhale, land the left shin down. Kick that right leg up to the sky. Take a deep breath in. Bend the right knee. Reach the left arm long out in front and reach back for the left, or reach back with the left hand for the right foot. Kick the right foot into the hand into the foot. Again, if you want to play around with flipping your grip, feel free to do so. Hands come towards the toes. As your hand catches the toes, you're going to spiral the shoulder open. Unfortunately, on this side, I don't have that much openness, that much spaciousness in this shoulder, so it's best for me to stay here. Meet yourself where you are. And again, embrace yourself with love, kindness, and compassion. And know that every day is different when we show up on the mat. Exhale, land the right shin down. Moving into tabletop. As you come into tabletop, lower chest, chin, Ashtanga. Inhale, ripple forward, cobra or up dog. Exhale, hips go up and back, down dog. Take a moment to land here. Take a full breath in. And as you exhale, open your mouth side. Inhale, come onto the toes. Exhale, bend the knees, walk, step, float, feet outside of hands. Sit your hips low, bring hands to heart center. We're in Malasana squat. You have the option to stay here. Of course, you can catch a block, place the block underneath the sitting bones for a little bit of support. Or if you'd like to join me in a circle wheel, we're gonna go there next. So left hand reaches long back behind you, hips pulse high. Right arm reaches up and overhead. Notice how this is quite similar to that Kamakarasana shape, or maybe more like a reverse tabletop. Exhale, bend the knees, and push down to the feet. Inhale, pulls you back to center. Of course, you can always crawl the left fingertips back. All right, going to the other side, right hand reaches back behind you, hips lift, 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 as the left arm reaches up and overhead. Exhale, hips lower down, and we'll make our way back into Malasana. So this time, you might play around with that once more, or maybe this time you flip into a wheel pose, so Urdhva Dhanurasana. If you're going there, left hand reaches back behind you. The key here is those left fingertips are gonna pivot all the way to the front of the mat. So as you're coming into your back bend shape, gaze at your right hand. As you gaze at your right hand, reach the right hand back in space, maybe it lands down. If it does, then pivot those left hand forward. Root down through the hands and the feet as you inhale, lift into your bridge, your wheel. As you exhale, we'll go back the same side. So pivot those left fingertips towards the back of the mat. Sink the hips low, hands pull the heart center. All right, another opportunity to try that circle wheel with me if you're going there. Again, right hand reaches back behind you, right fingertips face the back of the mat. Now send the hips high, gaze at the left fingertips. As the left hand lands down, right hand pivots towards the top of the mat. Again, send those hips high. It might feel good to pulse the heart towards the back of the mat. Land the heels down if they're lifted. Pivot out the same way that you came. So right fingertips reach back and hands come to heart center. Super strong. Land your hands back behind you. Nothing fancy here. Lower the hips down. Bring those feet hips width distance apart. We'll all send our fingers back behind us. They can point forward or backwards. Root through the hands, through the feet. Inhale, lift the hips. We're in reverse tabletop. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, land the hips down. Bring the soles of the feet to touch. Let the knees open wide, Baddha Konasana. Take a full breath in. And a full breath out. Of course, if you'd like to fold forward, feel free to do so. And we'll all come back to center. Place the soles of the feet, hips width distance apart. Extend your arms long out in front, and as you exhale, slowly lower down. Beautiful. Walk those arms out wide. And just dip the knees to the left and to the right. Releasing any tension in the low back. Feeling that little glute massage here. All right, friends. One last opportunity for a back bend. You can go into a supported bridge, bringing the block underneath the sacrum. You can take a bridge pose or a wheel. I'll guide us through bridge. So bring your knees back up to the sky. Walk those feet, soles of the feet, hips width distance apart. Bring your heels in towards your glute and then raise the back of the heels with the fingertips. Now root down through the feet, inhale, lift the hips. You can interlace your hands underneath you and glide one shoulder under and then the other. Press the hands down while you simultaneously lift the hips. If it feels better, you can grab the outer edges of the mat or just take no bind. If you want to go into wheel pose, you can stay. Or if you want to go into wheel pose, you can bring your fingertips back towards the shoulders. Glide the elbows up towards the sky. Root down through the hands to the feet as you inhale, lift up. You can always readjust your hands, readjust your feet as you come into any back bend of your choosing. Exhale. We'll all release. So if you have a bind and bridge, release the hands. First, walk the soles of the feet wide as mat width distance apart, and take your knees in towards the midline for constructive rest. Left hand can come onto your heart. One hand can come onto your belly. Take this moment to close down your eyes or soften your gaze and tune in with your physical body. So noticing any energetic shifts. Maybe you feel the heart beating, the deep inhalation and exhalation. Just noticing, cultivating more self-love, more self-acceptance by embracing and honoring where we are today. Now, keeping your feet as wide as mat width distance apart, walk those arms out wide again into a T. Dip the knees over to the left-hand side and hook the left ankle over the right thigh. You can stay here, stretch your arms up and overhead as you find more length through the right side body. You can always gaze over to your right if that feels comfortable. Allow your breath to soften, to slow down as we begin to close down our practice today. Inhale, gently come back to center. Place the left foot down. Again, feet or hips width distance apart, maybe wider as our knees dip over to the right side. Right ankle hooks over left. Arms can be stretching up and overhead. They can be by your sides or out wide. As we open up through the front of the thigh, maybe you feel a little stretch through the left side body. Inhale, gently release. Soles of the feet land down. Pull your knees in towards your chest here. Give yourself a nice big squeeze. Take this moment to honor, to embrace yourself fully, to acknowledge yourself for showing up on the mat. Take a full deep breath in. And as you come to the top, sip in one last little bit of air. As you exhale, fully release into Shavasana. Kick those feet long towards the top of the mat. Let the hands come down by your sides. I invite you to use this time to integrate all the work we've done into the body and to enjoy deep relaxation.